Hey guys, I'm Zachary Gray, and today we'll be exploring the Sonoran Desert here in central Arizona, in an attempt to find some of the most toxic animals that call this region home, most notably, the snakes. The goal for tonight was to work our way up the hazard scale, and hopefully get up close with some of this region's most difficult to find. Joined by the best of the Southwest, Rob and Nick, with perfect conditions to boot, tonight was certain to be one for the books.
Nick, what you got there?
Got a Coachwhip, which these guys are usually diurnal, but this guy was about 5 or 6 feet up in a tree searching for sleeping lizards, which is pretty cool. A lot of people think you're only going to find these on a day where it's like 103, but this little beautiful guy was out cruising around. You can see our Arizona coaches are actually kind of unique. He has a bit of a black head going on, and then the rest of the body is this tan brown color. Really cool. We get full black ones here, we get red ones, pink ones. Pretty neat snakes. One of my favorites for sure. And they are super fast, so my guess is if you see one of these guys, they're gonna get off the road before you can even get out of your car.
Oh man, that sure is a sweet snake. Good job, man. That's awesome.
A non-venomous colubrid. These snakes are lightning fast during the day, but lucky for us tonight, this one was just sleeping in a tree. While their bites can hurt, they're pretty much harmless.
Nick, he's spotting him in the trees.
Careful.
What? Look at you, man. In the trees. And that's a blackneck garter, isn't it?
Yeah. Big, pretty chunky one.
Now they look a lot like our easterns. What are some cool things about blacknecks?
The coolest thing about blacknecks, there's really not much water around here. And they will find any pool of water and kind of make it their home. Same thing in Colorado. They seem to travel between different pools of water. So they're pretty unique in that way because most other garter snakes are very localized to a water source. And these guys can get around quite a bit.
Even though these snakes are colubrids, the same family as Coachwhips, they actually do possess a mild toxin. Nothing really dangerous, but the bites can cause some mild swelling and discomfort. I wouldn't actually mind taking a bite from one of these guys, unlike our next snake.
Nick, what you got there?
Got a Diamondback rattlesnake. Definitely one of the staples of Arizona snakes. Got to see one of these if you come to Arizona.
It's a nice little pretty one.
Yeah, it is. Got those classic diamonds on the back that kind of fade out towards the end. A really nice looking snake.
Now, what's the largest western diamondback that you'd say you've seen?
Personally, I'd say maybe 4.5 feet, somewhere in there. That would be a huge one, but...
It seems like larger diamondbacks are pretty rare in Arizona, huh?
Yeah, they definitely get bigger out in like Texas, eastern Texas. They get some really huge ones.
Yeah, any idea why that is? Maybe scarcity of resources, less water over here, a lot harder life?
Yeah, everything you said, I'm assuming.
Good deal, yeah. And this is Nick's ribbon snake here. Like this is the thing that you see on the side of the road in the ditch in Arizona. This is like, oh look, western diamondback. So.
Yeah, they definitely are a dime a dozen, but I still appreciate them.
This right here is the icon of the West, and for good reason. It wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that this is the most hazardous snake for the locals, just simply because of how often they're encountered. And they possess a pretty gnarly hemotoxin. Not only that, but they're a really easy snake to step on. So if you're ever in their range, make sure to keep an eye out. Unlike our next snake, which is very rarely seen.
Oh my gosh! That thing's huge! Dude, oh my goodness! Hi, yellow!
That's cool.
What on earth?
This is what we came to see. A massive Sonoran coral snake. These snakes are normally half the size with a lot more red. This animal has venom that dwarfs western diamondback venom by a long shot, but they're incredibly timid and they're uninclined to bite. In fact, there's never even been a recorded death from one of these snakes. Seeing one this big out on the crawl is a rare sight, as they spend most of their time underground hunting for smaller snakes.
Dude, that's something else.
That's pretty amazing. These guys have been out quite a bit this year. You know, we're really not sure why, and that's kind of part of the fun of herping to me, is trying to figure out what makes these snakes come out. So there's something, I don't know if it's these guys' food or just this type of monsoon that's really driving these coral snakes to come out in force. You know, I'm not complaining. These guys are just absolutely amazing. One of my favorite snakes in the United States, easily.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's probably my 4th favorite snake I've ever seen. There's just something about a giant Sonoran coral, because I think of them as little a lot of the time. I know they've been some pretty big ones that have been found, but I normally like to think of them as little.
Yeah, this one
and
definitely
that's
has some.
I mean, that's Texas size. Like that's something else, man. even for you guys, like y'all are living in this area, y'all are seeing them, like what is this snake to y'all?
Always cool to see.
Always amazing to see. I will never get tired of seeing these snakes.
This is a really good representation of the variability of a Sonoran coral snake. And that's what I love about these tricolored snakes. You get that incredible variation. It's why so many people want to see these snakes. It's one of the most appreciated things about tricolor snakes is how varied they can be. I'm looking at those jowls. He's got a much wider head. He's starting to look like something from another country right there. It's starting to look like a real elapid, looking at that little noggin, but very placid snake. If you ever see these guys, don't worry about it. Like, don't consider it a super massive danger. Just appreciate the animal. Leave it alone. Obviously, don't play with it. The only way you're going to get bit by one of these snakes is if you're handling them, if you're playing with them. This right here, I mean, you can move them off your lawn with a stick, a little rake. If it's really a concern for anything, they're pretty easy to move with just any kind of garden tool. This is absolutely, I mean, I would say easy top 5 snakes I've ever seen. Probably number 3 for me. I mean, this is just, it's just such a special animal. I really appreciate corals, and a big Sonoran coral is just something very, very special. Like Rob and Nick have been saying, it's been an incredible year for these snakes. Last year was really good for them. This year seems to be even better. It's crazy to see the variation in what species you're going to see at different seasons, at different times. But it makes me really happy. It genuinely makes me happy to see that these snakes are doing well out here. So many places are losing their biodiversity, and you never know what's going to be there. It's like, well, maybe we've lost corals, maybe we've lost these little fossorials. So to see an area where they're just doing so well is really encouraging. A beautiful story with one of my favorite venomous snakes out here in the Sonoran Desert. That is a big old Sonoran coral. Huge congrats to the whole, just everyone who's out here. I mean, we got Eli and Luke over there with an Atrox, got Rob and Nick right behind the camera, and me just lucky enough to be out here with these guys. They are killer. And honestly, once again, I said this last time, they're just some of my favorite people. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go ahead and get this coral back out of here. What a gem. What else can you say? That's just beautiful.
From totally harmless to toxic as all get out, these desert snakes are built for anything this environment throws at them. What an adventure, and if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to check out the time that we searched for rattlesnakes up in the Sky Islands. That's all for today, and we will see you guys next time.